The 2018 NFL Draft is just 3 weeks away, and players who have sacrificed themselves, worked hard, and enjoyed a successful college career will soon see their dreams come true by playing in the NFL. And we're here to talk it up with one of those players today as we go one-on-one with Jarvion Franklin, ranked in the top 20 of our lads running backs for the 2018 NFL Draft, on the OFN meeting room with Greg DePalma. All right, it's Wednesday, April 4th, 2018. I'm Greg DePalma. Thanks for tuning into the OFN meeting room as we talk NFL Draft with Jarvion Franklin. Jarvion, thanks for speaking with us today.
Hey, Greg, how you doing? Not a problem. I just want to say I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come out here and share a little bit.
Hey, you got it. And I did reach out to you because I've been following your career since your freshman season. It stuck out. I mean, how could it not? I mean, I don't know how many. I know there are a lot of NFL fans out there that don't pay a lot of attention to college until those kids come in, like yourself, come into the NFL. But I'm one of them that I love college as well as the NFL. So I follow you guys as soon as you're freshmen. When I noticed that you had that really big freshman season, which I thought was incredible. You tell me how that was. I mean, you captured Freshman Player of the Year honors in the MAC, Offensive Player of the Year honors, same season, the only player ever in the MAC to do that. What do you remember the most about that season? And was that something that you anticipated?
Definitely not. That wasn't something that I anticipated, but it was something. It was something that I knew that I worked hard enough, to get, and especially that, especially coming into a special place like WMU. We had Coach Fleck at the time. He was changing the culture. He brought in a lot of great players, and not only that, we were surrounded by great players. Just to name a few: Zach Terrell, Taylor Moton. We had Willie Beavers at the time. We had a great defense. And I always joked around with the players, probably like the toughest defense I ever practiced against. I used to hate going out there, scrimmaging with those guys because we had a lot of vets, and I was a young guy, so people were out there, trying to show me tough love and stuff like that. But I knew that it was just going to get me better in the end. So I'm just really grateful to be brought up in a situation like that. Corey Davis. I can go on.
Sure.
Go on.
That's right. Yeah, NFL fans that may not be aware too much. Again, if you don't follow college football as much as I do, Corey Davis, of course, was taken in the top 10 of the NFL draft last year for Tennessee. So just shows you what kind of talent you guys had at the school and all the success you had, too, going to 4 straight bowl eligible for 4 straight years, which is something that had never been done before.
Yes, sir. That in itself, and also not to mention we won our first bowl game in program history. I'm not sure the number year, but I knew it was my sophomore year at the Bahama Bowl game. So that was a tremendous opportunity in itself. Getting to travel the world. I'm saying, like, just playing football like that. Like, I feel like that's just a great privilege. To do, go out there, get to travel the world, meet people you never would have met unless it was for the game. So, like I said, we got to go to Bahamas, a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Stay at the Atlantis. Best part of it, just kick back, and just kick your feet up and just know in a couple of days it's gonna be game time. So, like I said, I'm just blessed for the opportunity. I'm glad and thankful that we all made the most of it.
Yeah, that by the way, the only bowl win ever for the university, even as of
Yes,
now, and that was in 2015 against Middle Tennessee. Now, you had over 4,800 yards rushing, including a school record, 56 total touchdowns. So those are records, for both records for the school. If you had just one game film, just one, that you were the most proud of and that you would like to see scouts take a look at, which game film would that be?
That's a tough question, but I guess I'll just have to go with the first one I thought of, and that was from my senior year, just that Buffalo game. Buffalo. We went into 7 overtime.
Yeah.
I think, and we also tied or either broken the most points ever scored in the game. Like like between both teams. So that game, to me that game just showed like the resilience of not only myself as a player, but like as our whole team.
Yep.
We had linemen on the field that didn't miss a single snap that game. So Shooks, Okorafor, like he didn't miss a single snap that game. Ask any old lineman, like that's that's a tough task. And to go out there and play over
Sure.
150 plays on offense, like behind a team that runs the ball heavily. I mean, man, so it just shows that like how great of condition we're in, and not even that, just shows like how tough, how mentally tough we were at the time to go out there and say it don't matter how many overtimes we're gonna go into. I mean, just think about it. To go into 7 overtimes.
Yeah.
That's something I never thought I was gonna be in that situation.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad.
You
I'm
had
glad we
100.
came out on top.
Yeah, you had 176 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns in that game, I believe. And you have to be durable, like you said. You have to have that it factor in those at the end of those games to just keep grinding. And sometimes you hear about players saying, "Hey, we wanted it more," that kind of thing. But one
Definitely.
of the other things I noticed about your career is that you hardly missed any time at all. I mean, have you ever missed a game? I mean, it's incredible how many games that you've played. 4 years of college ball as a physical running back. That's rare these days. A lot of times running backs leave or players leave after their third year, junior year. You stayed there your senior year. You played a lot of football. You must pride yourself in that.
Definitely, yeah, you just took the words out of my mouth. I really pride myself on, just being healthy, just being that leader by example, to me, and I feel like that anybody can go out there and talk the talk, but you gotta be able to lead by example. You gotta walk the walk. So for me, I know, I mean, like, and like, the style of running I do. So it's not like
Yes.
I'm out there, just like running around, running out of bounds and stuff like that. So I do take hits from time to time, and I do get hurt or injured, like whichever one you want to call it.
Sure.
But I'm sure that we got the best training staff in the country. So like those guys, they always take good care of us. They always have us in early in the morning, even though sometimes you don't want to get up, but it's for the greater good. So I always took that seriously, and definitely not only did I not miss a game, I like refused to sit out of practice as well. So yeah, we had a couple of short weeks. We had to turn around and play a game on a Thursday, but I made sure I was at every practice. Just trying to get the troops ready. Because I know that it takes everybody. From the first man all the way down to the last man. So I just wanted to make sure. If that last man's gonna be taking the reps, I wanted to be out there with him.
Well, there's another running back that is off to a great start in the NFL from the MAC last year, Kareem Hunt, and he had over 5,000 yards rushing and just an incredible, again, rookie season. So you are going to get compared to that by some. Some people will say, "Hey, you know what? Let's keep an eye on Jarvion Franklin. Came from the MAC. Here's another guy that's not going to get drafted more than likely in the first round or two, whether that's deserving or not." Part of it is the conference and that kind of thing. So how does that make you feel that here's a guy that you watched play in your conference for those years and had such a successful career or
Mm-hmm.
successful season? How does that make you feel as you enter the NFL? And does that give you additional confidence to say, hey, you know what? I know he's a great player, but hey, if Kareem can do it, I think I could have a pretty good year too next year.
Yeah, certainly. Kareem, he's a talented, obviously all MAC, and probably an All American running back. Definitely, anybody who knows football, they know what type of talent he possesses. Especially me from competing with him for the past 3 years. I know he was a year older than me, and he left my junior year. But yeah, just going up against him, that guy, I always felt like it was just me and him going back and forth in a chess match. Him and Toledo and us at Western Michigan. It was always between us and them, not to mention Northern. But football is football. Yeah, the MAC conference gets looked down upon every now and then, But I say just look at guys like Kareem Hunt. Look at guys like Antonio Brown that came from the MAC. Look at guys like J.J. Watt who started in the MAC. And just to name a few.
Sure.
So I feel like me coming from Western Michigan, Corey Davis. Me coming from Western Michigan. I wasn't really running behind all these great All Americans every single year, like guys in the other conferences. But we were certainly able to go up there and get ourselves ranked, make it to the Cotton Bowl, and still have good production. So I just feel like the MAC, the conference, we always have hidden gems. It's really competitive. It's competitive every single year, and it doesn't really to me like those conferences, it shouldn't really matter in like the overall grading of a player because football is football, and like someone to do what all these great players have done, it shouldn't matter the conference. It shouldn't be a mark against them.
All right. Talk about. I mentioned your game that stood out. Give me a win that stood out. And it could be the same one, the Buffalo game, because of the way that
Uh,
the game was. But I mean, and if not, give me another game. And I also want to know about a disappointing loss. I don't know if that would be the Cotton Bowl, even though that of course had to be a huge moment and a huge game for you guys, no
yes, sir.
question, to play in the Cotton Bowl against
Yes,
Wisconsin.
sir.
Was that the most disappointing loss of your career, or do you have another one?
That loss was extremely disappointing. But I actually have one that hurts even more than that one. And it
Okay.
happens to be for Michigan this year or last year. We had the opportunity to go out there and win the Gold Cannon Trophy 4 straight years, which has never been done before. And we took the lead in the first half. It was kind of one of those leads where you might where the game should be wrapped up pretty soon. But Central Michigan, those guys kept fighting and they came back and stole it. You know what I'm saying? Just stole it from us.
Uh huh.
So yeah, so that one still
Okay.
hurts. I was actually training down in Atlanta, and it turns out that one of the guys my agent represents is from Central Michigan, so he wouldn't let me hear the last of it. Every single day, every week.
Uh huh.
We was arguing, going back and forth, this and that, but it was all love. But yeah, definitely that game hurt. I still think about that one.
Especially since if you would have won that game, chances are you would have been to a bowl game last year.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
That extra that one more win really would have probably put you over the top. All right.
yeah.
By the way, I did want to double check. Kareem Hunt had 4,945 rushing yards and over 5,500 scrimmage yards, and that's about the same for you as far as your receiving
Rushing.
yards, right? You had about what? You had about 600 yards receiving in your career, and something
I'm
like
not
that.
sure that sounds about right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure
I
that
know
sounds
you had
about right.
60 receptions,
Some
right? I
years.
know you had 60 receptions. Let me
Okay.
see here. You
Yeah.
had 60 receptions, no, 61 and 670 yards receiving with
Oh
four
wow.
touchdowns. So tell me about your receiving skills because we know that is a big deal as far as running backs in the NFL nowadays.
Exactly.
They just
Yeah.
don't want to know
Exactly.
that you can run in between tackles. That's great if you can do it especially well. But hey, if a multi-purpose back is going to get you a long way.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially when it comes to playing at the next level. You got guys out there like Tom Brady, guys out there like the quarterbacks coming out, Ben Roethlisberger. Like just great quarterbacks that you need to one know how to protect and two catch the ball when he throw it to you. So me growing up, I played every sport pretty much. I was never in the house. Just me and my brother always out there, just trying to stay active. So I just feel like that really gave me an advantage when it comes to catching the ball and having a great hand-eye coordination. But yeah, I do recognize that that's an important factor of the game, and I'm highly confident in my ability to provide that spark plug for a team because I know for a fact that if the ball comes my way, no matter if I'm in traffic or not, more times than not, I'm gonna come down with it
What do you have to
and
do
probably
to
break, probably break the tackle too. So
that's probably what the coaching staff wants to hear from you is that not only will you make the catch, but you'll break the tackle and you'll score the touchdown. So and because
but get
hey,
that first down comes first.
first down, that's right. Yeah, you had 11 yards. You averaged 11 yards per catch. So that's a first down every time you catch the ball. That's awesome. That's
Keep
right.
moving those chains. Touchdown's gonna come.
That's
Come
right.
on, go.
You got it. Okay, so what do you got to do to improve your game, Jarvion?
Me to improve my game. Obviously you can always keep growing when it comes to like the mental aspect of the game, and just understanding defenses, trying to get inside the heads of your opponent, just watching film, stuff like that. Also, you can and you can never be like in the best shape, I guess. So just stand on top of that. I just got off the phone with a coach right now. He says right now we're in a period where some guys kind of like to feel like they made it. So I want to make sure that I don't get that sense of complacency because I know when I weighed in at the combine I was 239 and I'm turning around at pro day about 3 weeks later. Somehow I don't know how, but I lost 8 pounds. I mean I do know how,
Wow.
but I was just still surprised at the fact because I didn't weigh in. I didn't weigh myself that whole time. I was just knew what I was
Uh-oh.
doing. But yeah, I lost 8 pounds. So thank God for that. But
How'd you
definitely.
do it?
So
How'd you
yeah,
do it? How'd you feel you did, by the way? It's pro day combine. Were you
pro day.
satisfied?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. You know, I'm never really satisfied, but I was definitely pleased with my performance. You know, I got my number when it came to the 40. I had a lot of different scouts and teams and clocks telling me I ran low to sub 4.4, so I had a 4.45 out there. But yeah, so I mean that to me, I kind of feel like that's the and that's kind of like the big question mark when it comes to me. I don't think it's my hands. I don't think it's my running ability. I don't think it's anything else. I think it's just people are worried about my speed, which I'm not really worried about because I know I can run I know I can run on the clock and definitely when it comes to that game time speed, I know my instinct's gonna kick in. But just just stuff like that. I feel like you can never arrive. So I'm just gonna keep working.
Do you have any goals as far, or maybe not even goals, but like if you're thinking about when you believe you're going to be drafted? I know it's always very tough. So what's your expectations? That's a better word. What's your expectations going into draft day? Those couple of days about when you're going to get drafted.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure about that. I know I see the little page that says 5 to 7th undrafted, but my expectation is whatever team that drafts me, I expect them to be drafting me because they believe I can fit their system. So
Okay.
I just want to go there, on the team I go to. I just want to go there and just really kind of like I said, just provide that spark plug for them. And also say it goes to free agency. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna pray on the decision. I'm gonna talk to my family about it, and I'm just gonna hope that I choose the right place.
Hey, you're not going to free agency. Don't worry about that. They'd be crazy. That would be nuts. You're too talented.
Hey,
you're too talented to be going to free agency.
I've seen a lot of things, but
I know it is crazy.
And all I know, and there's 32 teams out there, but it only takes one.
That's
so,
right.
Hey,
and like you said, the right spot,
exactly.
the right coaching staff that believes that you're perfect for their team, for what they're doing.
Yes,
and we've seen year in and year in and year out that running backs, more than any other position, more than any other, you can wind up with players that get drafted middle, late rounds, free agents, and they turn out to be very, very good pros. And it just must be a very difficult position for scouts to figure out. And a talented kid like you that's had a tremendous college career, the fact that you're projected to go potentially 5th, 6th, 7th round is crazy. It just shows you how it's very hard to tell exactly how your college game is going to translate to the NFL.
Oh, it's hard for those mid-major guys.
That's true too. See, exactly. And hopefully Kareem Hunt helped you too. Hopefully it showed that. Hey, wait a second.
He did us a great justice. Him going out there and doing what he did, I really appreciate. Man, I was a fan of him that year.
Yeah.
I wasn't competing against him, so I was able to root for him.
Uh-huh.
And I was just happy he went out there and just did him.
That's right.
To me, that wasn't no surprise to me because I know him. I've met him personally, but I know what he's capable of, and I was just proud that he went out there and represented the MAC conference.
All right, Jarvion, last question. You have a favorite NFL team?
Not
to go drafted,
really.
but just your team that you grew up rooting for.
Oh yeah, definitely. So me being from the Chicagoland area, growing up watching those Walter Payton highlights, I'd be crazy if I didn't say the Bears wasn't my childhood favorite team.
Awesome. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Jarvion, we best of luck at the draft, and we hope to get an opportunity to talk to you again on the flip side of the draft, and that'd be great. We'll follow your career. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. Stay healthy, continue success, and again, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. You have a great day.
You too. Thanks, Jarvion.
All right, God bless.
All right, that is Jarvion Franklin from Western Michigan. And he's going to be headed to the NFL in a few weeks. That is crazy. We talk about it all the time. Dan Chonka, of course, our lads, GM and National Scout. We talked so many times on these draft shows over the last several years about how and look, people know it now. There's the Terrell Davises are out there. Just look at last year. You look at every single year, you're going to find me. Look, I'm a Jet fan. Look at McGuire. He had a pretty good rookie season. He almost went undrafted. So it is kind of surprising that it happens at the running back position, but I'm expecting some big things from Jarvion, so best of luck to him and his career in the NFL. All right, thanks for checking back in with us here on the OFN Meeting Room. And if you want to order your subscription to the Our Lads NFL Draft Guide, which is ready, it's right now. It's going to print. You can order it, and you're going to be getting it any day now. So go ahead and do that. Go to the Our Lads website, hit the subscribe menu on the top left-hand side of the homepage, fill out the form, place the order, and, of course, wait anxiously for the guide to be delivered. But those are good anxious moments. All right, follow us on Twitter at PrimeSN, and you can receive our on-demand media alerts for every OFN show and interview, including this one. Thanks for listening to the OFN Meeting Room on the Our Lads Football Radio Network. With Jarvion Franklin, I'm Greg DePalma. We'll see you next time. And again, check back here for the Our Lads Football Radio Network programs, where it's never too early to think about the NFL Draft.